Today on the Topping Show, Vivek on the Trump verdict scenarios. Boston mayor proposes not charging shoplifting, drug possession, breaking and entering, and more. Activist investor Nelson Peltz sells his shares of Disney stock. Government has a manhunt for someone who disrespected a pride mural that was painted on the pavement. ConocoPhillips to acquire Marathon Oil for $17.1 billion in stock. Salesforce misses a revenue goal and their stock crashes. And Nissan issues a do not drive warning for some of their older vehicles. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. I see he's quite handsome and brilliant. Tease me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have ConocoPhillips to acquire Marathon Oil for $17.1 billion in stock, which is fueling yet more of the theme that we've seen in the past couple years with oil companies consolidating, as you have more and more restrictions in the oil industry where they can drill less and less, not just in frequency, but also in quantity. So this is brought to us thanks to good old-fashioned Yahoo Finance, specifically Mitchell Furman and David Weith. And they specifically say, quote, ConocoPhillips agreed to acquire Marathon Oil Corp in an all-stock deal valuing the company at $17 billion, extending a major buying spree among the largest players in the U.S. oil and gas industry. This move expands ConocoPhillips' footprint in domestic shale fields from Texas to North Dakota and hands the company reserves as far as the Ecuadorial Geneva. It also adds a wave of recent mega deals as producers seek new drilling sites on the bet that oil and gas demand will remain robust in years to come, which I don't want to say the Las Vegas odds are, 100% for that to be true, but yeah, it's not just cars that need oil. Pretty much every byproduct that we use on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of things that are oil. There's a lot of oil derivative products. Ironically, also in Teslas, of course, because of plastics. But nevertheless, they also note that the takeover agreement represents a 14.7% premium on last closing shares for Marathon Oil stock. The company said in a statement Wednesday the deal had an enterprise value of $22.5 billion. CEO Ryan Lance told analysts and investors on a conference call, quote, "We never know when these opportunities come available, and this one certainly came available to our attention here a few weeks ago. We aren't necessarily out looking for someone, but this was an opportunity that presented itself." Now, we saw two of the biggest oil acquisitions last year, and they actually have a little summary of that. They note that in October, ExxonMobil accelerated the pace of their Permian-based consolidation with a $62 billion deal for Texas-based Pioneer Natural Resources, which I can't help but think that was a pretty good ROI for them. That's going to be pretty good long term. They also know that you also had Chevron agree to buy Hess Corp for about $53 billion. And interesting enough, they do not note this, but another one we covered last year, which again, it wasn't a brand name. You wouldn't really know it unless you're in the oil industry or if you're in Texas, you see the logo. But you also had, I believe it was Chevron. No, Exxon actually. They bought out Denbury Resources, which is previously headquartered in Plano, Texas, with Pioneer Natural Resources headquartered in Irving, Texas. So it'll be interesting to see. We have more and more of this industry consolidation, and hopefully in the future they'll really be able to drill baby drill, and we'll get gas to back down to $1.89 a gallon. It's almost such a foreign concept to think. It seems like a lifetime ago when you can go to the gas station and get a gallon of gas for $1.89. There's a lot of the compilation showing the differences in prices of gasoline over the past 4 or 6 years, and discrepancy is astonishing to say the least. And yeah, I would say energy independence is one of the top priorities that pretty much our government should be interested in, which unfortunately it seems like their goal is quite the antithesis, just to drive prices up. But let me know, do you think we'll continue to see oil industry consolidation in the next couple of years? Do you think there's going to be a lot of startups because they'll see maybe there's more opportunity? And I was going to say, a lot of companies just start just to get acquired, and there's a lot of smaller oil companies that are being bought up that aren't making headlines. Let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.